At First Rounds on Me, we believe that one real date is better than 100 pen pals. With our mobile dating app, we make it fun and easy for you to meet someone in person for a real date. See someone you're interested in? We help plan your date. Pick a drink, a time, a venue, and send that person a date invite. It's that simple. You only get one confirmed date per day. Give your full attention to one person at a time so you can actually get to know each other in person. Our key differentiators allow you to focus on what's most important: dating with intention and connecting with someone in person. Once your date is confirmed, you only get 12 hours to chat before your date starts. If you're tired of the endless small talk with pen pals on other dating apps, First Rounds on Me is for you.
Welcome back to Crowdsourcing Love. I'm here today with Jared Schwartz. Hi, Jared.
Hello.
I love that Archie starts crying as soon as we're starting. That's wonderful.
He's like, no, all the attention's gone.
Yeah, honestly. So, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm in good spirits. I had
Yeah.
a good night. Last night, I saw you. Obviously, I had a great night.
So fun. So, it's Halloween weekend right now. And I wanted to start out the show by talking about Halloween a little bit.
Okay, I love that. Halloween's a
So-
favorite of mine.
I know. So, what was your costume? Because when I saw you, I could not tell.
Okay, so I had a couple costumes.
Okay.
Let's get the record straight that Marin doesn't know who Freddy Krueger is. I was wearing the Freddy Krueger sweater with a brown hat. Granted, I didn't have the claw, so maybe...
And maybe you should have painted your face.
Right. I didn't
Yeah.
have any.
You kind of look like
marks.
a farmer, like something.
Yeah, I can see that. But
Yeah.
I thought the sweater gave it away. I will be returning that sweater to Amazon as soon as possible.
Yeah, I would. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
I mean, I would too. I'm going to be. But then I changed into my other costume, which was Doodle Bob, which got a lot of attention. Always does. I've
Ooh.
worn it a few Halloweens now. And I was a celebrity last night. Everybody walks past me shouting out "Me hoy, me hoy." People took photos with me. It was a great time.
Who is Doodle Bob?
Doodle Bob is from SpongeBob.
Okay.
I don't mean to age you. but
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You were worried about aging me? That's okay. Like, that's a little rude. I was young enough to be around for SpongeBob, so
No, I know. I'm just joking. But
Okay.
it was a character from SpongeBob where he
Okay.
went around screaming and
yeah.
he had the big pencil and drew things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He was a
cool.
drawn SpongeBob. And I made the costume myself, so it's like a nice work of art.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So last night we went to this party. It was hosted by Nicole Pellegrino. It was like a day party, so it was really early.
Hmm.
It was me, you, Harrison, and Elena. And at the party, you met a group of girls.
Cheetah Girls.
The Cheetah Girls.
The Cheetah Girls. I was their fourth Cheetah Girl.
So tell me about that interaction, because when you went over and you hit on them, were you
Whoa,
hitting
whoa,
them?
whoa. Why is it automatically hitting on them?
You were telling me, you're like, I'm going to get it with the Cheetah Girls. Those are your words, not mine.
I mean, I don't see it as hitting on them. I just went over and I just happened to be
Okay.
at the bar. They were at the bar.
It was friendship.
It was friendship. It was
Okay.
friendship. Yeah, for sure. And then I forgot what sparked it. I might have I was just like, hey, Cheetah Girls, you guys are killing it.
Okay.
That's the best part about Halloween, where it's like you just compliment on the costume and you get right in there.
Oh, it's so
It's the
easy.
easiest icebreaker,
Yeah, or
you
what
know?
are you?
Right.
That was my line to a lot of people.
Right. It's the easiest icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hit him with that, and then I just started getting to know them. I'm as a comedian, I'm just charismatic guy, I like to think.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
well, maybe we'll just talk to people.
No, that's great.
And I just started talking to them.
And then you guys went to dinner.
And then I found out they were going to dinner at Thursday Kitchen in the East Village, and it's one of my favorite places. And I swear to God, I actually had that on my mind as well.
You were manifesting.
I manifested it, and we had a great dinner.
So it was you and the 3 Cheetah Girls.
Me and the 3 Cheetah Girls had a nice dinner, and all they wanted to do was know about me, and I love talking about myself, so it was great.
So it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a
Okay.
good time. We enjoyed I don't know if you've ever been to Thursday Kitchen, but they have
No.
small little tapas, and it's just
Mm.
they're all excellent.
Okay, so then while you guys were eating and talking, was there a vibe with any of them?
Yeah, for sure.
Which one?
The one I sat next to.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So
the pink one.
did you know that right away? Or did you know that once you had
I sort of knew that I sort of knew the more we kept talking amongst each other.
Okay.
One was visiting, so she was automatically out of the picture.
Yeah.
And then the other one was she had a little southern tude to her.
A little attitude.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you don't like attitude.
She was standoff. No, I like warm.
Oh.
I like warm, like
Nurturing.
nurturing. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I get that from you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. That was it's a big problem in my life, but I'm getting over it as I get older.
Is that like not daddy issues but mommy issues?
I would say no, maybe it is daddy issues because you rely too much on your mom.
Oh.
Because your dad wasn't really the man in your life for you.
Okay. So you want
I love
really
my dad. He gave me a lot of what? Say that again?
You want a really nurturing woman.
Yeah.
Okay, to compensate.
Yeah. Which is a problem.
Why is that a problem?
Because I'll tend to fall into these patterns of like letting women do things for me.
Like what?
Whatever they offer.
Like you'll just let them solve your problems or like try to?
Yeah, and like I'll just like I've gotten much better with it as like I've gotten into more relationships and like hung out with more women where like I'll like picking a restaurant is something or like I'll just be like, all right, do whatever. But it's like, you know, a girl loves when you take initiative and take control.
Women do like a man with initiative.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, as I've got more experience, I've gotten much better with it.
That's great.
But like I don't mind having like someone doing things for me.
Okay.
Like that's what my mom did a lot. My mom was like, you know, as much as I love her, but she was like as bold as it's gonna sound. She was like a slave for me. It's not good.
So you were like a little
I had like
spoiled.
a bell. I had like a bell, like, hey mom, can you get me that?
Nuh-uh.
I have a bell, but
like you never had a bell, but
I
like
never
it
had
was essential, like the metaphor
I would
of
call
the bell.
the fact that I would call my mom from my room, and she was down the hall.
And she would cater to you.
She would cater to me. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm sure that really does kind of mess you up for relationships where
100%.
you want a woman who's gonna just like serve you like a 100%.
king. But as I get older and understand that that's not what women want, I don't want that. And now I sort of hate it because it makes me resent my mom in a way, even though I love her so much.
Oh, totally.
For what she did. And she was just doing her best, but like, you know, she just wasn't aware of setting me up for the future.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And
I can't fault her for that.
No, you can't. And I think also like your parents are just people.
Yeah.
And it's like, it could have been the other way where she just like fully neglected you or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so it's
like my dad did. No, he didn't.
No, but it can it can go one way or the other, and I think, like you just have to do the best with what you have.
Yeah, it's real interesting. Like discovering that your parents are also just regular humans like you. Like you know, you grow up like idolizing them and like thinking of them as like holier than thou and like going by their every word and thinking they know everything, and then like you leave the house and you're like, oh, they know absolutely nothing.
Right. Yeah.
They don't know. They're winging it every single day.
Nobody
like
knows everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go back to Halloween though. How do we feel about the girls who wear the ugly Halloween costumes?
Like the funny ugly ones? What do you mean?
No, like the ugly ones.
Like what?
Like they're like the hot girls
Right.
and like they wear the really ugly costumes on Halloween.
But like give me an example.
Like okay, so for example, one of my friends is a model and she kills it every year on Halloween. And she dresses up as like she goes full send. So one year she did Dr. Phil.
Oh,
and she really looked like Dr. Phil.
That's funny.
And then
this
year she was like Ronald McDonald.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny too.
Because she's not looking to get dick on Halloween.
She's not looking to get dick. She's fully in a relationship.
Well,
I think that people who are in relationships have more ability to just like go full ugly.
Yeah. 100%.
Because if you're trying to like find a guy on Halloween night, like you're probably gonna have to like be a little cute.
Yeah, well that's the time to like it's easy to talk to people because of your costume, right? That's what we just said. And then two, it's like you have free reign to dress like a slut. You always have free reign to dress like a slut, but it's more appropriate.
It's like more just like everyone's like, oh yeah, that's it's the night to wear like lingerie.
It's the night to wear lingerie.
It's like Mean Girls, the movie.
I know.
Are you aware of that one, or are you a little too young for it?
I'm a little too young.
Okay.
I watched it, but I'm not fully aware of all of it.
So I was the mom from Mean Girls.
Yes, I know. You killed it.
I feel like I did a good job.
Very cute. Yeah.
I really think that like I embody her.
Yeah.
Her spirit.
And people had to come up and ask you. Since like you're like I didn't really get it at first. You did have it was in your bag. The tray was in your bag.
But like, what was I gonna do? Carry the tray around all night?
Right. Well, I mean, you did just in a pocketbook.
I didn't commit enough.
No, it's fine though.
Yeah.
But like, it's funny when you have a costume like that. Whereas like I was Freddy Krueger, even though some people didn't get it. It's not a costume where people are gonna come up to you and be like, "What is that?" Or like, "Who are you?" Or like, "Oh, that's a sick costume."
Yeah, people thought it was Barbie.
People thought you were Barbie.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
It was pink. I was blonde and pink.
But like
I
you
was
were a
like,
costume where people had to question. I like people who do like the niche costumes.
yeah.
Where it's like they do like from like a meme or something like that. Like, oh, you're killing it. Like I know that meme. And like you get those certain people that are gonna connect with you.
Yeah, because the people who get it, and then
Right.
those are your people because you
Right.
watch and like the same humor or the same
Right.
content or whatever.
Exactly. Like my
Yeah.
like Doodle Bob is a deep cut.
Right. And
Yeah.
like I didn't even know about Doodle Bob because like
Yeah.
personally, like this is another hot take, but I never loved SpongeBob.
I honestly didn't love it either. As I got older,
Okay.
you grow out of it, I think.
Yeah,
I
I think
loved it as
so.
a kid, but then you're like, oh, his voice is hella annoying.
He's like actually so annoying.
He's
Like who is
so
this?
annoying.
Who is
You're like,
this
no wonder
guy?
nobody likes him in the show.
Wait, but the real life SpongeBob is currently dating Ariana Grande.
I know.
That's so crazy. I think
Well,
that should give all men
the real
hope.
life SpongeBob on Broadway. Have you seen it?
I haven't. Have you?
No, I've never
I
seen a
don't think I
Broadway
ever
show.
will. You live in New York. You're from New York.
I know.
That's
I'm
wild.
very uncultured.
I want to talk about how we met.
Yes.
So I met you because you used to host a comedy show every
Correct.
Thursday called Mama's Boy Comedy.
Yes.
Is it named after your relationship with your mother?
Yes.
You consider yourself a mama?
I used to have a lot
Mama
of
boy?
Mama's boy. Yeah.
Mama's boy.
I used to have a lot when I first started comedy. So I've been doing the show for 3 years now, and when I first started the show, I just had a lot of Mama's boy jokes.
Okay.
Yeah, like
What was your biggest one?
that my mom used to my mom, she still does a lot for me. She still cooks for me, cleans for me, breastfeeds me. I was like, no, I'm just joking. She doesn't cook or clean for me. And then
So
there was some other ones I had. She was like a big part of my act. And then coming up with a show, it's like a show title is like pretty big in New York. Everybody has like funky names, like Rotten Milk or like Baby Shower Comedy. It's like
so you have to have something that's gonna stick out.
yeah.
I like Mama's Boy. I think that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's good branding.
It's LLC, so maybe I can turn it into something for real.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So, but it's crazy that I met you on the first night of my 2018 in
Yes,
February.
I know.
So I went to your show with my friends because you invited me because you found me on
On
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
And then we went to your show and then I went to the date after.
She had less than maybe 500 followers at the time.
I had 80
So-
followers.
I knew her way back when.
I feel like you scouted me.
I did.
You're
scout it.
like, a
I looked
star
at you.
is
I was like,
born.
okay. Like I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I judged you by. I was like, this girl has 500 followers. Why is she acting like she has something going on?
It's called manifesting.
And you did. And when you posted that first date, like at my show,
Uh-huh.
and I watched that content, I was like, this is gonna blow up.
Oh,
I was like,
thank
this is
you.
good. I was like, if it catches the right algorithm,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. I've never seen anything like that.
Thank
and
you.
She's a very attractive woman. People are gonna be interested.
So that's funny though that you said that. Like you were like, this girl is delusional.
Yeah.
She's because I was vlogging.
You
like I
were
was
vlogging. I was like,
vlogging
what is
I was
she
big,
doing?
but you invited me.
Nobody's watching except for me on my Mama's Boy page. You don't even know who I am.
You invited me to a comedy show
Yeah.
from that vlog.
Yeah.
So it's like clearly I was doing something.
No.
No?
We DM everybody.
Okay, that was my question. Okay, I'm not even offended.
Did you notice the crowd that we have?
It was all women.
All women.
Okay, that's what comedians do though, because I've had a few women that I work with because I do dating consulting now,
Mhm.
where like a few of the comedians I've had on my podcast, they've been like, oh yeah, he's DM'd me. And I'm like, okay, like maybe he's interested, but when he was on my podcast, he's like, I'm not looking for anything real. So I'm
Mhm.
like, clearly he's DMing you because he wants you to come to the show.
Yeah, we just
That's
want
like a thing that men comedians do.
It depends. Yeah, I definitely do that because I remember like when I was in a relationship, I was at a bar and I went up to two women. I did this move. This was honestly crazy. To even be this
We're not surprised.
This was like I remember I was just like it was like a group of her and her friends. I was like I want to get them to come to the show.
Yeah.
And I had Post-its on me, and I just like wrote like a compliment on the Post-it. I was like, hey, cool pants, and I was like, come to my show in the East Village.
And did they come?
They came.
See, it works.
Yeah.
But it's like you're soliciting people.
Yeah, and then she tried hitting on me, and I turned her down.
I mean, that's good if you were in a relationship.
Yeah,
That's appropriate. Okay, so how does being a comedian impact your love life?
a lot.
How so? You talk about relationships a lot in your stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about what I'm going through. I'm a very personable guy.
Mm-hmm.
It affects your relationship a lot because not many people understand the grind of, you understand it to a certain extent in terms of, you have to make content, you have to put yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
But like the grind of stand-up comedy is like being out every single night, 5 to 7 days a week, hanging out late,
Mm-hmm.
building your connections, and just it affects it because like, those are like prime date night, girls want to be taken out Saturday, Friday night.
Okay.
I'm working. You know what I mean? So it's affecting relationships a lot. And it's like,
Okay.
there's a lot of rejection on top of already the rejection that you're getting from like, there's just a lot of rejection in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of like, I guess in terms of your love life, you're also getting rejected here and there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's like the lesser of two evils, which one do you want to deal with more? And it's really complicated having to explain yourself. And especially you don't make that much money if you're not like when you're first starting out, if you're not like a phenom, which I'm not.
No, I don't think anyone's really a phenom. I think you have to really put a lot of effort into these
For
things.
sure.
Like, I don't think you just pop off. You could have a viral moment, but it's like, okay, you have to build off of it. It's not like you can get lucky, but you have to keep grinding.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it also benefits, I don't know if this is going to be your follow-up question, but it also benefits
How?
your relationships as well because, I mean, it's a cool lifestyle. When you actually like do things.
Yeah.
Like when you're actually like I had a show, like I traveled the country, like I live like it's like a cool
It's like being
life.
a rock star.
It's like
you
being,
go on stage and you make people laugh and people want to be associated
it's a
with
superpower in a way.
Yeah.
And women tend to be really attracted to that confidence.
I think they are too. Like so when I went to Mama's Boy Comedy the one time,
never came back.
That's where I got busy. That's where
you got busy going on a date every day.
I was busy dating, yeah. So that's where I saw Daniela for the first time. She was great. But then there were a few other guys who were on stage, and I was like, they are definitely fishing for women right now. And like I was like, I don't think that they would do as well if they were not a comedian on stage. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how they get women.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
with so much peace and love, I'm not mad.
My buddy has a joke where he's like, everything we do is sort of to attract a partner. It's like you go to work to make money so you can take them out on dates.
True.
You go out, you go to the gym to look better so you can attract someone.
That's actually
I just think it's funny.
True.
It's a funny concept. It's a good bit. Shout out to Tobin.
But it's also for women too. It's like I feel
Sure.
like everything women do is like to attract a mate.
Right. But aren't we supposed to just be doing it for ourselves?
I think, yeah, to an extent.
Right.
But also it's like
having a partner is pretty fucking cool.
I think it's fun. I feel like it's like the number one motivator in life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a late bloomer to the game, but I mean, it's a drug. It's almost better than comedy.
Love
and just like having a partner.
Yeah.
But
so okay.
Comedy's number one. I'll never forget. I was with my last partner. We were in the shower like when we first started like hooking up, and like the lights were off. We had like a blue like a mood light on, and like we were in a trance. Music was going. We were just showering. We were in such a trance, like making out, and I just like I was loving it. I just paused. And I just like pushed her away for a second. I go, I need you to know, comedy's number one.
That is psychotic.
Yeah.
If a guy did that to me, I'd be like, all right, bye.
Oh, she stayed for a lot longer after that.
I hate that.
Oh, I know. She hates it too.
I feel like you're self-sabotaging.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's what I
who
do.
the fuck does that?
I just need her to know.
That's like a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't love that.
Well, I told you I'm a late bloomer too.
You are. That was like a little douchey. Like pushing
I
her away.
I didn't have to say that.
Like, but I think.
But it's also just being honest. It was just like the wrong moment. I
don't think that was the right moment.
It wasn't the right moment.
Okay, well, I think that's funny though.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it for the bit as well.
Exactly, because honestly, I'm over here giggling. Okay, so your ex-girlfriend, is she your ex-girlfriend? What's going on?
She's my ex-girlfriend.
You're with your current relationship.
Yeah.
Seems a bit complicated.
It's a bit complicated.
Like if you were on Facebook right now, you'd put it's complicated.
I said the same exact thing to her last Sunday.
Really?
I was like, if we were on Facebook right now, we'd put it's complicated.
I know.
We literally just said that. That's exactly what we'd put.
Okay.
And it is really complicated.
So when did you guys officially break up?
July 24th.
And she broke up with you?
She broke up with me.
And she broke your heart?
She broke my heart.
And you're still but you're still entangled?
We recently got entangled again.
Okay. So it was like there was no contact for a minute?
There was no contact for 2 months.
Okay. And then who broke that?
Her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you just went right back?
I was there for her, yeah.
Oh, so she was going through something.
She called me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My mom raised me to love unconditionally.
Okay.
Which could be a problem sometimes.
I think that when it comes to dating, there has to be conditions.
Sure.
Even in marriage, there has to be conditions.
Yeah, but my mom, there's something to talk about my therapist, not really with you about, but like my mom raised me with unconditional love, and like the way I watched it with my dad, I was just like, I don't know about all that. Like my mom raised me with, you can love someone, you don't have to like them. I don't agree with that.
I think that sometimes you're not going to like your partner, but like you love them. But like I think that if like they have broken up with you, that's a different story. Or if they're like abusing you, or if there's like something major, then that's where like the conditions kind of kick in.
Yeah.
But
I'm at this point now, I'm going through therapy where I am noticing the underlying conditions that I went through and that are playing out in my life now in my adulthood. And it's really figuring out how to heal my childhood trauma that I went through. And God or whoever, the universe, is just putting me through these experiences to show me like things will get better.
It will. I agree.
He's putting me in the same positions to learn now as an adult.
Okay.
Through the experiences I had as a child that I wasn't able to control because I wasn't aware.
Okay.
And so now I'm figuring those out. And that's where I'm at in the relationship.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because now you have autonomy and you're able to break cycles that you weren't able to break before.
Well,
what?
Then so we're able to break them.
We're in the middle. We're currently in the middle of breaking them.
We're working on it.
Okay, so when I first watched your comedy, though, you did talk about how your ex-girlfriend, at the time she was your girlfriend.
Yeah, wait, sorry. At the time, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She bought you a Canada Goose.
Did I talk about that?
Would you consider her like a sugar mama?
No, I would not, because I reciprocate.
Oh, so it wasn't like she was just buying you a bunch of stuff?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all, no.
But
people always thought that, though. I'm like, dude, y'all don't see her, though. I'm not saying, like, I'm putting her on, like, to all this, but, like, I got her some nice things.
Like, what did you get her?
I got her, like, what did I get her for Christmas? For her birthday, I know I bought us, like, a nice hotel room, like a nice vibrator, a pair of sneakers, dinner.
That's nice.
What did I get for Christmas? Totally forgot what I got her for Christmas.
It's okay. I mean, a Canada Goose is pretty nice, but like what you were explaining is great too. What?
She did pop off.
She popped off a little bit.
Yeah, I got us a nice room at the William Vale for her birthday.
That's great.
The William Vale with a wraparound balcony viewing Manhattan.
How much was that?
It was enough.
That's okay, baller.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I invested a lot.
And
the ROI was pretty good.
It was good.
I got a Canada Goose.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So you used to live at home and you just moved out this year.
Just moved out November 1st. Your birthday.
That's my birthday.
Right? I know. I remember.
Good memory.
It's been less than 24 hours.
I know, but it's still.
November 1st will be 1 whole year living on my own. And boy, has this year been traumatic.
So how was it dating before you moved out of your parents' home?
It was tough. A lot of car sex.
Really?
A good amount.
Isn't that illegal?
No. What?
Isn't that illegal? Like, I'm not going to call the police.
Isn't that what makes it fun?
I mean, when you're in high school.
Right. Well,
but like in
mentally
your 20s,
I am. I know. Okay, I know. It was a struggle. It was a struggle. I remember there was times where I was legitimately dropping it, but it's also a benefit having a car. I have a car in the city, so that's a benefit.
Flex.
It's a flex in the city. I mean, the car I have is not a flex, but it's a flex having a car, gets you from A to B.
Yeah.
People are just like happy to have a car, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But like you drive these women around sometimes and they're like that. But then I remember there was this one moment where this girl, she didn't have roommates, but she had a friend sleeping over for the week.
Okay.
And so we couldn't go into her apartment. We were legitimately just parked outside of her apartment. And she's like, I wish you can come up. And I couldn't bring her home. I'm 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And so we just had to go like find a spot. And we hooked up and like, yeah, that's what we did.
Risky business.
But like, it's not fun. It's fun in the moment, but it's like, it's almost like demeaning in a way.
Yeah, I'm older.
As you get older,
Yeah.
like the older I get, I'm like, well, now I have my own apartment, so it doesn't matter. But like at those times, I was like, it was tough. Like I couldn't get with women because of that.
Yeah.
For sure. Like I lived in Staten Island, I lived at home. But also some girls found it endearing.
Totally. You were like giving like Pete Davidson 2.0 vibes.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. You and your ex-girlfriend, you guys read the book Attached together.
We did.
Tell me about that experience. I've never heard of that.
Reading.
But I love that.
Reading a book together or just reading the book attached together?
Reading like self-help book, therapy book together. I think that's great.
I think I wish we went a little bit more in depth with it. It's funny. There was a part where you like discuss your past.
Okay.
And that's where we stopped discussing it.
Oh, really? Because it was just like
she wasn't that into it. I was into it. It was good. Like we did utilize the tools that we received from it.
What tools?
Like understanding what your attachment theory is, understanding like a secure base, which is something that she was for me.
So she was securely attached and you were anxiously attached?
No, at first, at first she was actually the anxious attached and then I was the avoidant, like when we first got together. And then as like I get to know someone, I sort of, I guess, become dependent on them because my mom issues.
Yeah.
And I became the anxious attachment. But there was this one thing I really latched onto where someone becomes your secure base, and when someone's your secure base, like you feel safe enough to go home to them and just confide in them and like take off your mask and like just relax and like, but you also feel the most confident when you're with them. You also feel the most artistic and free, expressive. Right, whatever the term is for that. The most expressive, and I felt like that at a certain point, and like she was my secure base, and those are like some tools that like we would use, and like there was also like tools on like how to communicate. Yeah, that we would use.
So as you were reading it, were you the anxious one or were you the avoidant one?
We were sort of both pretty secure at the time. Okay, it was early on.
So whose idea was it to read it?
Mine.
Okay, and why did you want to do that?
I just thought it'd be cool. I thought that was something like what?
You wanted to like work on the relationship.
Yeah, just like and this was like a few months in. Like this is something like I remember like because I went through a breakup before that, and I like deep dove into like relationship stuff, articles, everything.
Self-help.
Yeah, like that's what I did honestly just start reading like right after my first breakup, and I got into like all that. Like I read like 25 books in my first year of reading, and all like self-help stuff, and that was something like reading with a partner or like the articles I talked about.
I like that.
Connecting with a partner.
I think I would do that with a partner.
Yeah, I think that's cool starting
really
a book club. I think it's really healthy.
Okay. And she was open and receptive. She was not quite receptive.
Yeah, not as much as I would have liked her to be.
Okay.
For sure. Okay. Because then I go, all right, I bought the books.
Yeah.
For us.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
It's like a proper book club.
Yeah. I bought the books, and then I'll go, okay, you buy the next book. And I'm still waiting on that.
You're still waiting.
Still waiting on that next book to be bought and read.
Okay, so is your mom really a porn star?
No, that's a joke.
Why would you joke about her being a porn star?
No, so that comes from I used to work with my good friend Karen Feehan on a podcast, and she is a sex worker.
Okay.
And I sort of looked at her as like a mother figure. And so
Why did you view her as a mother figure?
She gave me money. She was She gave me a lot of advice on comedy. She was a mentor to me.
Okay.
She was very nurturing towards me.
Okay.
Very
Got
nurturing.
it.
We never hooked up. We never did any of that.
Yeah.
But she was very nurturing. She was like my first mentor in comedy. And she's a sex worker. Shout out to go to Copper OnlyFans, Eminem69. Great content. I wouldn't know. I'm not on it. But she was the sex worker in my life. So like I just put the 2 and 2 together, like being from Staten Island. That's one of the jokes that really went viral for me. But no,
That
my
your mom was a porn star.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
funny. But no, my mom's not a porn
How
star.
does your mom feel about that joke?
My mom doesn't know about that joke.
Oh, really? Does she not have social media?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, that's so funny.
No, my mom is
Off socials.
she's off the planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the dating culture in Staten Island? Because I feel like I've met a few different men from Staten Island, and you guys are very, very specific breed of people.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, you guys are like, like a little confident, a little cocky, but then also like very guarded.
Right, we have like
Yeah.
this chip on our shoulder.
Little
Like
chip
we
on
have,
your
we have an
shoulder.
opinion. We have a point to prove to people.
Totally.
Yeah,
But then
because-
also like there's something like very masculine about Staten Island men.
From me? I don't think you've gotten that from me.
No. I'm thinking of a few others.
Supposed to say yes, Marin.
Oh, yeah, totally. Super masculine. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, I like Pete Davidson's from there. And I think he's like kind of like the prototype of Staten Island, where he's like very like open, charismatic, lovable. But also like there is something like a little bit wrong with him.
Right.
With so much peace and
There's
love.
a lot of There's a lot of toxic waste there.
Is that what it is?
I mean, maybe, but no, I don't. I think it's the chip on our shoulder that we have from like people always trying to count us out because we're the forgotten borough,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
like people don't really count us as New York City, and it
Okay.
really just is like a world away from Manhattan. Like when I started coming out here 5.5 years ago to do comedy,
Yeah.
it was a culture shock for me.
Was it?
It was a culture shock for me for sure,
Okay.
and like I had to adjust and figure it out and learn. I've never learned more in the 5 years I've been doing comedy than I did all my schooling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like New York really opened your eyes.
New York's Manhattan and Brooklyn and
Oh yeah, because you are from New York.
Queens. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm,
right,
like-
there you go.
I'm
That's
like
exactly
creating
why.
the problem.
Right.
But I do think do you think that you're gonna be the next Pete Davidson? Because like you
No.
really, I
No.
feel like you.
I would
could.
have been there. Right. I think I'm gonna be the next Jared Schwartz. I firmly believe I'm making a name for myself in New York.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. But like, there's a lot more time for me to go. Pete Davidson's a phenom. He came up. He started at 16. I started at 21. So he he started making it like 4 years in.
So do you
or
think?
3 years in.
Do you feel like though that there's like a lot of comparison because you're from Staten
I
Island?
definitely get that. I definitely
Yeah.
get it, which I love.
Are there
but
any
the
other
thing, yeah,
comedians
yeah,
from
Staten
Staten
Island's
Island?
huge on comedians, like the Impractical Jokers.
Oh really? They're
Sal
from-
Volcano.
Okay.
He's like one of the few who does stand up, but all the Impractical Jokers are from Staten Island and Colin Jost.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
And then there's a bunch of other like local Staten Island comics.
Okay, cool.
But
Do you ever get like mentorship from them? Like, do they ever like give back to their
No.
community?
no.
Okay, just an idea. Okay,
I mean, I would love to be mentored by Pete. That'd be cool.
That would
Maybe
be
I'll manifest
cool.
that.
What would you ask him? What would your if you could ask him one?
I actually
question?
went as Pete last Halloween, and my partner at the time went as Kim.
Oh really?
Yeah, we
That's
crushed
cute.
it. It was cute.
That's adorable. But if you could ask him one question, what would it be?
Oof. Damn. Can I open for you? But nah, I don't like in terms of like advice.
Mhm.
A lot of airtime right there. I don't know. Be like, how do you? I don't know. I really don't. Like, there's a lot of questions I would want to ask, but like, I also just want to play it cool. Maybe just like, I really don't know.
I would be like, I think I'd
Yeah.
ask him, do you like being famous? Because I think a lot of people, they want to be famous, and then people who are really, really famous, they
Yeah.
hate it because they feel like very trapped by it.
I think I'll ask, how do you deal with your emotions as you rise? Yeah, that's something I've asked people before. Like, how do you control your emotions?
Totally.
Yeah, because as comics, like, only comics really understand the emotions you go through, the highs and the lows.
Do you ever get like what's it called? Vulnerability hangover?
What is that?
Like where like you like share so much about yourself and like cuz comedy is like it's like really dark because like it's just like talking about like the dark truths of life but then
Yeah,
making it funny.
yeah.
And it's like you're talking about yourself, your circumstances, the people in your life and like do you ever like say something and then you're like, "Oh my god,
Oh, I
like
shouldn't have said
I
that.
shouldn't have
Oh,
said that."
yeah,
Or
I
the
say
next
that a
day
lot.
you're
I
like,
overshare so much. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
I
then you have a
overshare.
vulnerability hangover.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so I have a game. It's called Ick or Lick. If you like it, you lick it. If you hate it, you ick it. So the first one is hooking up with exes.
Lick.
You like it.
I like it for when it's going well.
How long should you hook up with an ex after you break up?
Well, this is my first experience, so from experience,
Yeah.
I'll get back to you on that one because we're still hooking up.
I just feel as though if you really want to move on, you shouldn't hook up with an ex because I
Right.
think that they're going to block your energy and, you know, you're going to block your blessings if you're like
100%.
entangled with old
100%.
energy. Okay. The next one is dating other comedians.
Ick.
Why?
It's just, you know, it's you know, you don't shit where you eat.
Okay.
I've done that in the past. It wasn't a comedian, but I worked with I hooked up with a producer, and it just wasn't good news.
Does it happen a lot in the comedy space?
Yeah, yeah. There's
hook up?
comics there's comics. You know, if you can find a relationship and you guys are both like healed and healthy, and you know you see a future with them. I mean, some people also think you should do it. Why wouldn't you want to be with someone who's in your field? They understand what you're going through. You know,
true.
and I've seen there's a lot of couples that are like you know really good for each other, but
Okay.
I think it's an ick for me personally. That's just how psychotic I am, though.
So I would say for me, dating comedians is an ick as well.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No, I mean, I've just done it and I've been burned. And so for me, it's like not into it anymore.
Well, you just got with the wrong one.
You live and you learn.
You got with the wrong one.
Dating apps.
Ick.
Okay. Why? Is
I
it an ego thing?
After the pandemic, well, so I was on it up until the pandemic. Like during the pandemic, I remember I was talking to a couple of women, and I started like connecting with this one woman, and we started texting heavily, FaceTiming heavily, and I told her what I wanted. And then
What did you want?
just like FaceTime. Like,
Oh, you just wanted a FaceTime companion.
yeah.
Okay.
So like we would FaceTime, and that was all I wanted. And then like a few days in a row, she was just like, I don't like this. I feel like I'm being used. And like it started turning into like a relationship. Like it progressed very quickly. And I had never been in a relationship before. And I finally like got that feeling of like what a relationship feels like. We were having like long texts and stuff like that, and, like
Yeah.
communicating like
Okay.
that. And it like shifted my mindset. And from there I was like, okay, I should probably like look into dating, like especially like the world was like not ending, but like everything what we were going through.
I love
like,
how you're like, I'm gonna look into this.
right. I was like,
Yeah.
I should probably look into like a partner at some point, you know?
Okay.
And I remember when we came out of quarantine, I was like, yeah, I don't need dating apps. I go out. Like
Okay, so you meet people in the wild.
I meet people, yeah.
Yeah.
I do stand up, like people come up to me, like I talk to people, like I'll be fine. And then like first day of like going out, doing comedy, I met someone. Ended up like walking her home after a show, and she invited me into her house.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah, looking back, I'm like, this girl was crazy.
I don't love that.
Probably should have made a move,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't because I was like, no, that's like the trick. But then like we went on a few dates, it didn't progress anywhere. But like it gave me confidence. She was a smoke, but like it gave me confidence. I was like, oh yeah, I can easily.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys like don't like to go on the dating apps because they're like, I don't need it.
Yeah, I don't.
And they
I don't,
do well like in real life.
And I was just using it. I was abusing it for the wrong reason.
For what reason? Sex?
Yeah.
So you were just hooking up.
I was just hooking up. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift obsessions.
It depends. Like if you're going to every concert and every stage she's in,
Or like
it's
you
an ick.
talk about her all day, every
You talk about her
day.
all day, every day. It's an ick.
Yeah.
If you only play her like when you're in the car or like when
Yeah.
you're at home, it's an ick.
I just think for me,
Depends how controlled it is.
I think for me, it's an ick if it's like, that's all you think about. That's like your
Right.
obsession. Like you're like,
Well, it's like me in comedy though.
what?
It's like me in comedy.
No, but that's different. That's like
I
a
know.
passion. It's a
Right, right.
craft. It's not a person. And it's like an idol. It's like a false idol.
Well, they're making money on Instagram through Taylor Swift posts. Hey, good.
Well,
good on
that's
her.
different. That's more of like a job
Right.
than a fandom. But also, I don't want the Swifties to come for me. So,
Yeah, you better watch out.
Yeah, I better.
They come in herds, I heard.
yeah, honestly. But like, here's the thing. I like her. I went to her concert. I paid a lot of money to go. I went to LA for it.
Wow.
So it's like, I appreciate her and she's
Right.
phenomenal. But I just don't like when people are so obsessed with like one person.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, the book The Secret.
The Secret.
Mhm.
Yeah, I loved it. Read it.
I love it.
Yeah, how'd you know I read that?
I'm really into it.
Yeah, it's
I
good,
just
but
read it.
it's like all these books have all the same mumbo jumbo, and like they all
You
just get
think?
yeah, it's all just like manifest it, think about it, and like the thing is like I used to write and think about the same things when I was in my relationship. I would journal like the same things every day,
What would you journal?
just like
Like scripting?
what?
Like scripting, like writing the same things every day?
Yeah,
What would you write though?
like things I want to manifest. Like I will be like walking red carpets. I will be getting late night TV. Like I will be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love support all these people in my life. And then, you know, I went through the breakup. Things stopped happening. I didn't get certain things in comedy. I just stopped doing it, you know, and you know, you pick up new mantras. I'm a fan of mantras, but like
What's your mantra?
right now, it's things will get better.
Oh, I like that.
Don't let your past affect your present.
Mm,
And it doesn't have to be the same.
okay, those are
Yeah.
some good ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. It used to be like there's like I had this one from my first relationship. It really helped me get through it. Where it's like forgive thee and be happy, for thy actions will bring change, peace, humility, and enlightenment.
Okay, I love that, but it sounds like you're talking like old English.
Yeah, I know.
Thy actions, thy peace.
I know. I made that one up.
Mm,
Yeah.
I like
but I
it.
stopped using that one. But I would write that one every day. And I was just like continue
that's
moving on. But I do love The Secret, but it's like it's all that like you can say I won $1,000, $100,000, but it's like you do still have to go get it. You know, you have to go work for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think what my mantra is. Oh, mine is like I'm the hottest girl in the room.
Okay.
Like-
I could tell by the confidence. When you
Yeah,
walked in
like
the
totally.
other
Like
day.
I like definitely think that like walking into rooms like you own the place is such a good
Yeah. People
thing.
tell me I walk in with I don't know, they don't know why my chest is so high.
Yeah, no, but like I think like affirmations are important.
For sure.
And I think here's the thing. The whole thing with The Secret is like you can't be attached to like you ask for something and then you just like go out and like live your life.
Right.
But you also have to believe.
Right. You do have to believe.
I don't know
And
if you believe.
you know what I think it is?
What?
It's surrounding yourself with people who believe it.
Well, you have to also surround yourself with positive people.
Right.
And like also with like dating and stuff, like a lot of single people, they talk to their friends and everyone's like dating sucks, it's so hard.
It's
And you're
only that.
manifesting those things. Like if you're negative, you're gonna
Right.
get negative things. And if you're positive, you're gonna
Right.
get positive things.
Right.
So I'm very big on attitude, if you can't tell.
No, I love it. No, it's
It's helpful.
he wants to get
Okay, so you're not on the dating apps. I was gonna say we should do a profile review, but we can't do
sorry
that.
about that.
So we did get one listener question because I posted this like right before we did the interview. Any tips to convince your partner to up their skincare game?
Oh. And this is from a woman,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Have good skin yourself.
Okay.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So they can, you know, believe the product that they're using
It's
is
gonna
going
work.
It's going to work.
Well,
You got to
okay.
see you got to see the results.
So your ex-girlfriend, she put you on a skincare regimen,
Yeah.
right? So how did she convince you to do it?
Well, I just listen to women.
Okay.
No
Oh
matter
yeah,
what.
because you
Find
like
a
to be
partner who
mothered.
listens to women.
You like to be mothered. So
Yeah,
for you,
yeah.
it's like
It comes naturally.
it's easy.
So I was just like, yeah, I'll just do whatever. And like, you just know, like, it makes girls happy, like, when you listen to them.
Oh, yeah.
So
We love to tell
that's-
boys what to do.
right.
Yeah.
Until it's like,
But I also like a guy who tells me what to do
if you respect him.
if I respect him.
Right.
That's important.
It's very important.
Okay, so before we go, what's your biggest piece of love, dating, relationship advice?
I think take it day by day.
Mm.
Don't chase, attract.
We don't chase,
talked
we
about that.
attract. Yeah.
But I think don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't force things. Just let things flow. And like I've been overeager plenty of times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's resulted in me not getting what I want. And that's just in any field of life, but especially in
Love.
I'm very new to the game, so I mean, like, I don't know how much my opinion really means anything.
I think it's
But
good to hear diverse opinions when it comes
For
to
sure.
love. I think it's interesting.
and I think work on healing someone rather than triggering someone, and be receptive to like what they're telling you. I got to do better at acknowledging red flags,
So you ignore red flags.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it cool to sometimes?
No, I think that a lot of people
So like
ignore
no.
red flags.
What?
Too many people ignore red flags, and I think that's like people show you who they are really early on.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, you're like, I can heal them, I can help them, or like it'll be different with me. It's not true. People are who they are. Acknowledge red flags, and if it's too big of a red flag, then move on.
Yeah.
I'm like really harsh though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm young. I'm not
You-
saying you're not young, but you're more experienced. You went on 28 dates. I don't think I've been on 28 dates.
Yeah, you're a baby.
I'm a baby, and so you don't really now moving forward. Like, I've been on a few dates. I've been on more dates, and like now I'm more aware. Like, in between my ex and the previous relationship, like when I was going on dates with other women, like I'd noticed red flags early on, and I'd like I'd let those girls fall through the cracks as they
Mhm.
naturally should, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just what happens. But I'm also, you have to acknowledge your own red flags first.
Yeah, I think that everyone has a red flag or two, but for me, like the red flags are like, do they lie? Do they steal?
Right.
Like, do they have character flaws?
Right.
Are they not consistently talking to me? Are they not committing to me? Like,
Right.
to me, the red flags aren't like, are they 5'7"?
They don't read the news.
Or like, do they have bad grammar? Like, that's a stupid red flag
Right.
because it's like something that like
Those can be worked on.
it can be worked on, but also it's like in the big scheme of life, it doesn't really matter. No,
Right.
who cares?
Right. I think that too. I love that.
Yeah,
People
get stuck in the wrong places.
But you also can be ignorant.
Right. But like let's say like for me, I'm very smart, but sometimes I misspell things because I'm in a hurry, or I have bad grammar because I'm in a hurry. And if someone was like, that's a deal breaker, like I would never have a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
but like I am a good person, so
Right.
it's like don't get caught up on the wrong things.
Right. 'Cause
Okay.
that person might have so much more to offer.
1000%.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Where can people find you?
On all social media platforms at thekidjared.
Okay. And you're like really big into the sketches. You're really, really funny.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I have been on a hiatus. Just working on my mental health right now. This is the first podcast I've done in a long time.
Yeah. How do you feel it
Came out
went?
of the woodworks for you, Marin.
Thank you.
I think it went well. I hope it gets out there.
It will. It's gonna be posted in a few days.
You promise?
Yeah. T.
If it gets out there in a few days, if you got fans in Austin, Texas, I'll be there all weekend from November 2nd to the 5th. I'll be doing shows all over the city.
Amazing.
At the Creek in the Cave, Southeast Austin Comedy Club. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Doing 10 shows in 3 days.
I love
First
it.
time getting out to Austin. It's in the back of my mind of moving there too. I've never lived anywhere else besides New York, so I don't know. Maybe getting out of the city. We'll see how Austin treats me.
Well, if you're a girl and you're in Austin, don't try to mother him. Just be normal.
Why would you do that?
Because
that.
you don't need a mother. You
I know.
need a partner.
I do. I don't need a
So-
partner. I'd want a partner.
Right. And we're not chasing, we're attracting one. But
Have you ever read
don't
The Four
mother.
Agreements?
I have.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite books.
Right. I figured that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
That's a
Marin.
wrap.
This is a great time.
Yay. Okay, that's it. That was so fun. Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks again to our sponsor, First Rounds on Me. If you're tired of endless small talk with an overwhelming number of pen pals, go download First Rounds on Me now and get yourself a real date.